In the long grass beneath the canopy of the Siemgo forest, all seems peaceful. As Cadwethan, Cashin, Nardwin leads a routine patrol past the weird trees, towards Samatni Lookout. Feral eyes are already on the knoll watching, judging, anticipating. Valder the Silent stealthily leads some of his stalkers, towards Samatni Lookout. At the weird trees, some of the Hax Company militia bowmen stop to take in the grotesque otherworldly shapes of these trees. A second group of stalkers exit the forest just below the lookout. And from Samatni Lookout Knoll Mage Orvin can just be seen, leading a force of hunter cadre past the pond towards the knoll. Valder crests the knoll, springing the trap on the Hax Company, drawing their attention to the high ground. Alerted to the entrance of an unknown suspicious group by Orvin, Cashin quickly enters the glade with his personal bodyguard. And he is just in time, for Skathison the Blooded comes rushing on with a handful of his favorite bow chosen. Responding to what seems to be a threat, the hunter cadre split in two, with a group forming around the banner and getting in line to protect the militia bowmen. But they have been caught out as Skathison now whistles for his Fenner to flank the foe. Stealing their resolve, the militia bowmen realize it's on them to protect the hunter cadre flank. The second group of stalkers advance towards the hunter line, keeping their attention split. Null Mage Orvin, realizing the situation is escalating quick, leads his men to cut off what seems to be the foe's leader. Taking advantage of the ambiguous standoff, Skathison moves first, and he and the bow chosen unleash Fletch Death towards the Null Mage. As the action begins, Cashin leads his guards to support the hunter cadre line. Catching Cashin off guard, the second group of stalkers abruptly turn away from him and attempt to finish off Orvin. But this is not the hunter cadre's first foray, and they quickly move to surround Orvin, unleashing their own bolts with practiced accuracy. With a feral growl, the Fenner leaps upon the hunter cadre battle line, severely wounding one of the elite campaigners. The militia bowmen decide to trust in the hunter cadre to take care of the beast and move to shower with arrows the little feral men in the center of the glade. Valder's instincts tell him the mage could soon become a real problem, as they had no protection from mystic arts. Taking sight down his arrow, he unleashes a hunter's shot, severely injuring the mage. The hunter cadre quickly assign some men to shield Orvin and hurry him back towards the main camp. The other group of hunter cadre prove to be too experienced and hardy for the oversized wolf and quickly dispatch it. Incensed at the death cries of his Fenner, Skathison and his chosen rain death on the hunter cadre. Whilst right next to him, Orvin's remaining hunters charge into the stalkers and a close-quarters scrum ensues. Showing their mettle and expertise is the hunter cadre that have fought a Fenner and were immediately showered in arrows, as they retaliate with extreme precision. Valder, seeing his fellow stalkers in peril, charges down the hill and enters the fray with wild abandon. Meanwhile, Cashin advances on the Nord's champion, undecided on whether he would prefer a captive or restitution for a possibly dead Null Mage. As Skathison, sensing danger, turns to create space from himself and the foe, the militia bowmen prove themselves, cutting down bow chosen with hurried but purposeful volley fire. Cashin engages the Nord's champion in combat, but the hulking Nord shoulders his way through his own men, escaping wounded into the bush. In the melee between the hunter cadre and stalkers, the diminutive Nord's hunters find themselves outmatched. Witnessing Skathison retreating, they attempt a fighting withdrawal. Cashin and his personal retinue cut down the last chosen. As the stalker's fighting withdrawal starts to look possible, Valder notices more foes making their way towards his men. Cashin moves to cut down the stalker rear guard, and Valder, seeing his men falling around him, soon finds himself isolated. Fighting like a cornered beast, he barely escapes. Cursing the men in green, he fades away into the bush seeking Skathison. As Skathison flees through the forest toward Jarl Egil Skullgrimsson and the Nord's vanguard, he knows time is of the essence. That patrol he just encountered were more professional than anything encountered so far and were probably only part of a larger force. They need to be snuffed out quickly before they spread word of the Haldimne clan's presence. The first battle is done. The Hax Company veterans easily see off the Nord scouts, and now alerted to a potential hostile force in the area, Cashin rushes to his camp to rally the men, and return to the base at Broslaw. But will he find the path home as unobstructed as he would have wished? 10,000 years ago